Hey you! This is the Breakfast Mix. Join Kamare Sarah Kamara and Brigitte Dalton Sase every Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. live on 97.1 FM Fry Radio in Freetown, Bow, Kenema, McCaney, and Connaught. You can also join us live on our various social media handles: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube at Radio Fry, and as well on our website www.fryfry.life. Come experience authentic and open conversations on everyday realities, and also get the opportunity to share your personal stories. They talk about everything, and I mean everything. You name it, they talk about it. Join us on Mondays to Fridays on 97.1 FM Fry Radio.
Yes. It's another beautiful morning right here on Radio Fry 97.1. Time check for my studio clock actually now 4 minutes after 9, and today now the 12th day of July 2022. It's another beautiful morning, and I'm here to say good morning to you. It doesn't matter where you are this morning: Freetown, Bow, McCaney, Kenema, Loko, Moyamba, Daru, wherever you are. Welcome to Radio Fry on 97.1. This is the Breakfast Mix, and it comes to you every Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And my own voice with the so I don't know why I'm playing the drum roll. Or my own voice with the so me na Kamara Sarah Kamara. It's another beautiful morning inside this month of July, and the conversation this month of July looks sweet because it prompts people, like the chuk people, and for come on board, and share some personal stories them which basically we really appreciate, because again, a gentle reminder that we are the listening radio, and it's all about you talking and we listening. So una continue for do that day, because you the listening audience now una make Radio Fry waiting Radio Fry be. So let me continue with discussion for this morning basically. And in case you don't know, again we did live on Facebook. Be say if you did we on 97.1 on radio, you can watch we vis-a-vis, because we are the first ever visual radio station inside Salon. So you can go on Facebook at Radio Fry. Boom, you go see me on face, and don't forget to like and follow we page. And also you can able watch we on we website www.fryfry.live. So all you need to know, just go there, and the website gets a bonus, which is a prayer line. So I hope say you could go ahead and utilize that one day. And we still inside the month of July. We just begin ourselves saying our 12th day inside, and of course so we'll talk about family issues and affair. Yesterday conversation was really interesting. Too bad Bridget are still not there yet, but on a biagam it will come. Una no find more it will come. But we will continue with the discussion today. But before we get down into the conversation, we just want to take a look at the verse of the day. And the verse of the day, they come from Galatians 3:28, and he say there is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for you all are one in Christ. So if you look at God in the scripture, I think we always say na Radio Fry. God, where God they look at you, they look at your gender, look at the color of your skin, look if you're short or tall, look if you're a man or a woman. So we all now one and are directly now the soul it looks so. So I feel like if we want to live according to within Jesus Christ story, I think that's one thing we for aspire for, be for learn for see beyond the superficial of our people, because people tend for pay more attention to sometimes to appearances, and appearances again can be deceiving. And there's a common saying that says you cannot judge a book by its cover. Hope so we'll continue for hold yourself in oneness, especially when it comes to family, because again, family is family. So now for continue for listening, this verse of the day that actually give you a leakage into waiting the conversation go for day about today. But if you want to find out, continue for listening to Radio Fry on 97.1. I'm going for a short break and I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Remember, Saga for day out until 11 a.m. So stay tuned, stay fried.
This is the Unbeatables, with a special message to every data user in Sierra Leone. Dial star 499# now. From your AfriCell line for the fastest internet and cheapest data bundles ever. It is the unbeatable data bundles. Where we go, no one has the speed to follow.
Famous brand ambassador for Rokel Commercial Bank, the award-winning bank na Salon. All man they look for Usai, money go safe. Oh. All man they look for Usai, interest go great. Oh. All man want put him money Usai at go go. Mama, now it's a loan bank, Rokel Commercial Bank. Now the bank of choice, Rokel Commercial Bank. If you dey look for better banking, Rokel Commercial Bank. No, you want it again, no. Rokel Commercial Bank. Now it's a loan bank. Yelele, get, za. Yelele, get, za. Rush come up in account, current or savings account. Rush come up in account, make you know say if I be no. Hey, rush now. Hey, Rokel Bank. Hey, number one. Hey, Osusu account. Ide. Simkopo. Ide. Kumga account. Ide. Swag account. Ide. Keke account. Ide. Altinde. After Rokel Bank. Now Rokel Bank. After Rokel Bank. Now because we believe in teamwork, dedication, integrity, continuity, openness and initiative. Customer come first. After Rokel Bank. Now Rokel Bank. Now Rokel Bank. Rokel Commercial Bank. Now the bank of choice. Rokel Commercial Bank. If you dey look for better banking, Rokel Commercial Bank. No, you want it again, no. Rokel Commercial Bank. Now it's a loan bank. Rokel Commercial Bank. Now the bank of choice. Rokel Commercial Bank. If you dey look for better banking, Rokel Commercial Bank. No, you want it again, no. Rokel Commercial Bank. Now it's a loan bank. We get branches them all over the country with professional staff that we go attend to you. Rokel Commercial Bank, the number one bank in a salon. NU bank of choice. Famous.
Family life can be a place of refuge and security. And family isn't always about being connected biologically. It goes beyond bloodlines, it goes beyond last names and obligations. Being part of a family is like living with an army. You all have different temperaments, attitudes, but with one singular purpose, and that is to have each other's back no matter what. Even when things go wrong and, crisis faces you, you should always be able to depend on family, right? No family is perfect. We argue, we fight, we even stop talking to each other at times. But in the end, family is family. Join the conversation this month of July as we talk about family issues in every aspect on 97.1 FM. Or join us on our Facebook page at Radio Fry Fry. You talk, we listen.
Indeed, it's you talking and we listening. This is now Radio Fry Fry on 97.1. And in case you just wake up and just join me, well, a very good morning to you, wherever you are this beautiful Tuesday morning, at the 12th day of July 2022. And time check, almost 3 o'clock right now, not 13 minutes after 9. And we're still inside the month of July where we just start actually. And you know, say the whole month of July is dedicated to family affairs, family issues. And today again, there with another other interesting topic. Don't forget to join the conversation on Facebook at Radio Fry Fry. Follow, like the page, and of course, you know, if you get any questions, you get any suggestions, or you get any contributions that you want to make, you can go ahead and make them in the live comments chat, or you can go on the website www.fryfry.life. Well, let we get down into today in your conversation, and today in your topic on the family law, we did look at cultural affairs. But first of all, we need to understand what's in our cultural affairs. And when we take a look at the term of itself, and cultural affairs, they actually relate to how people they engage with their cultures and their tradition inside their own country, inside their own community, inside their own environment, basically. And the culture of a people, now waiting mark them, is sets them apart from other societies, you know, from other people them from other people in society. Like when we take a look at the broader context of, okay, you know, say the Timini people then get particular culture and tradition where we say very unique to the to them. You get the Fula people get a own set of culture and tradition very much unique to them. You go to the Madingos, these are the same. So this is how we tend to talk about culture and tradition. And we take a look at the study of culture, the vastness of and the discipline. They know them as anthropology, basically. So the bookman them name them. And in basically they study how mortal man them, you know, how we mortal man them basically, you know, they take out time for examining with characteristics and relationship with environment, with community, with village, with tongue, any side we find ourselves in particular. And culture is something where we say for as it's usually understood until a totality of traits, you know, and characters that are very much peculiar to a people, to the extent that it mark them apart from other people within society. I think I don't talk about that because when you behave a certain way, wear some certain clothes or behave a particular way, you know, then they say, oh, this person is so. You just start like where the full of them, now then get where you wear lepi, lilapa lepi. It's something that is ascribed to the fuller community. So as soon as I say lepi, you know, say, oh, that's a fuller fabric. These are some of the traits and attributes we they talk about. And when it comes to, even though when you look at Sierra Leone in broader context, a lot of similarity there within culture and tradition, but you have some that are particularly unique, you know, to particular ethnicity and particular regions, basically. And this particular trait here so can go on for include, you know, people, their language, you know, then dressing, the music, then art, then religion, then dancing, so and so and so and so forth. We take a look at some of the similarities, like the Bondo society, you know. I think every region across Salon, they practice the Bondo society. But when you look at certain ethnic groups, the way then they go about them kind of get their own distinction from other ethnic groups. So basically, when they talk about culture, the difference in it, you know. Even when it comes to music, you know, we get our own set of music. We can call music, then we get we own, basically, you get the Madingo music, you get the Fula music, get the Soso, get the Timni, and you know, even with Gumbe music, several people have Dr. Olo, and they ascribe, come develop and basically and they ascribe them to the Creole people. So in case you're not able on that, in case you did try for like, you know, mix up in the words where I did try for say, well, basically that is what culture is all about. And culture can also go on for include societal norms, basically taboos and values. So sometimes, you know, it's not only limited to just the language, the dressing, the music, the art, the religion, the dancing, and so on. It gets social norms, societal norms, it gets taboos, and it also gets values them. Just like I think in one of our conversation we've been get a highlight say, you know, first time there was this societal norm where be say twins are something where them consider a taboo. So if you born twin, then they take say, this now a curse from the gods, basically. So we need for to return them back. So they go left them or go to with them, basically. But as we they evolved as human, would realize say, okay, twin now actually a blessing, basically. And culture here, so we talk about value here. So value we need to understand them as believe where he held, what's right and what's wrong, and what is important in life. And when we take a look at in the family context, every family again gets their own certain cultures and tradition. I think I make mention of Dande, something like Dande yesterday. Every family within a household, no matter if they're within the same community, even if not three story, all man they 1, 2, 3 different family they no say these are 3 sets different families, 3 different sets of cultures and tradition, 3 different ways of life, 3 different something we be saying norm. Something we can consider normal now you host, you gonna other person in host, that is not normal. Just like how I make mention yesterday. For me, growing up in my house, it was kind of a norm. I don't care if my brother been sit down front me. I just know say no I can just snap front and my dress. But where I come on and me host, I gonna other people in the host. I was in for a cultural shock, basically, because to them that's not normal. There is a clear distinction between girl picking and boy picking. So girl picking not for dress before boy picking not for dress. So for me that was like some of like a cultural shock for me. But that's just an example of how culture differ when it comes to one community to another and one home to another. And if we take a further look at the meaning and concept of culture, you get a popular a scholar we be saying and call Edward B. Taylor. He's a Nigerian scholar. Now he first coined and defined the culture in his in his own book where released in 1871, and he titled Primitive Culture. And then be reprinted again in 1956. And Mr. Taylor see culture as something very much complex, and it involves knowledge, beliefs, art, morals, law, custom, or any other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of society, basically. So and culture is something we say, then they pass them on from one generation to another. Something as simple as even the cooking style. These are something we be in a tradition, a culture, and it can pass them on. Because the way me they cook cassava leaf, for example, not the same way me party when I they cook cassava leaf. Remember I say me na a cranko, and me party when I no they cook cassava leaf the same way, even though the same cassava leaf we they cook, but it's not the same. And I learn from me your mama. Me mama learn from in your mama. And I me party they self learn in your way for cook cassava leaf from in your mama, and in my mama learn from in your mama. So let's talk about some of the examples, basically, and I try for give an example so we can able understand some of the basic things that we say can pass on from one generation to another. Where we say we can tend for overlook. It just start like in the family context, where they can say, oh, this person here so not they married outside of we ethnic group. You know, married outside of we ethnic group. Let me say like Kamina Kanko, there is a culture, there is a norm within my household. We own tradition on culture. We say we own tradition. We say, you know, waiting when you reach a particular, when you reach an age for married, now the papa they go ahead and go fend man for you and come time. You know they go fend man for yourself. So now something be say can pass on from one generation to another, and if it can become a way of life where it be say, then can lay and down. So subconsciously, members of that a particular house, so member of that particular community, they in general, they fall through with Dande unknowingly, because there's something we be say, you know, then don't tell them. And a picky we go within, you know, we go into and within the cultural heritage of his people, it inhibit them thing they are so. You know, the culture in traditional way is not taught. Basically, it is caught, because it's not like something when they say, oh, now so you for do something. Like even as a child, that's what the conversation like yesterday I stressed on the fact, say, if you as an adult they decide to say, I want to have children, you need to make sure say you choose a healthy environment, because you get the choice for choose who that you want for make a life with, but the picking them not get the choice for choose them papa, and not get choice for choose them mama, and not get a choice for actually choose them siblings, or what kind of culture, what kind of morals, what kind of values, what kind of environment una get for bring in, because if it meets in mama and in papa where they ready, then they all themselves, then they fit. In a way, it's kind of a cultural norm within una us. Now that in the instead they take it begins see as this is normal, this is the way of life, this is how we do things, and probably if when it comes to disciplinary actions, if you can do, but rather than actually get conversation with them, the first way you do not beat it, they beat them. Instead they take that they as the norm. Now I think when me and Bridget they talk about some of the things them, when people and the men them picking them up tonight and say, hey, what me go through past Dandy, because that's what they experience. That what 9 see as a culture and all that. That's what they catch up with and us. So I don't see I'm say, okay, this is okay. So then subconsciously, when them become parents, then they pass them on to their young picking them. Some they even question because this now go up for C. And a clear example of that day, a clear example of that. Again, there are so many cultural, norms, traditional rites of passage within culture, and picking and sometimes gets an example of waiting. I mean, I don't think so. A lot of people out there don't know waiting. See, like waiting if you like for see how then the crown chief or a paramount chief within then your particular within your particular region. I have not been fortunate actually, because so that position is somehow, I don't know within the amendments of the constitution don't say, but that particular side of the waiting Kiki Olam for life. So rather unfortunate, they tell them with the crown with young paramount chief Chief Ali Mara. I was not actually fortunate to be part of that, but I've been really one for go, because like I say, every ethnicity, every region, every family gets their own. And, sometimes it can be as simple as the coronation of a chief, and in general context, we get the initiation or rites of passage from child to adulthood. When we say Bondo society for woman, for girl picking them, and Poro for man. And, the passing down of, oral history through storytelling. The granny they can put the picking down, it can begin explain but in your life, what we experience, what you been see, what you been go through. Even when it comes to marriage again, every culture get the way they go about their own marriage, the way they execute them, and when it comes to naming ceremony, and a picky way find himself in a traditional society, not able to escape in cultural and physical environment. And this particularly they show we that every person will go into a particular society more likely for become infused with the culture of that society, whether knowingly or unknowingly through the process of social interaction. And culture is something where help for understand why somebody did the way they, why then they talk the way then they talk, why then they behave the way then they behave, basically. And we'll continue for elaborate on that day, but I want to go for a short break as time check almost to the clock right now 9:25. And again, if you don't know, today na Tuesday, the 12th day of July 2022. So now for continue for listening to Radio Fry on 97.1. The program now the breakfast mix, and I go for there until 11 a.m. this morning. They talk about cultural affairs under family law. So stay tuned, stay fried. I'll be right back.
Wondering how to activate your AfriMoney account? It's easy. Dial *161*8*3#. Enter your default PIN or old PIN and press send. Enter your new PIN and press send. Enter your new PIN again. You'll receive a message confirming your PIN change. AfriMoney. Fast, easy, safe.
Tourism is a very good economic diversification sector. For it to thrive, we need to support biodiversity. We need to support ecotourism. In doing that, we are protecting wildlife. Sierra Leone is home to one of the largest collections of chimpanzees in the world. And a lot of people are coming to Sierra Leone just because they want to see chimpanzees in this particular country. We have other animals, but as a country, we have declared it as one of our national icon. My people, it is very important for us to protect the chimpanzee. Continue to protect the environment, continue to protect biodiversity, continue to protect the Western Peninsula forest, and by extension, the chimpanzee. And if you look at all our tourism promotional materials, the face of chimpanzee is always there to depict the uniqueness of Sierra Leone's environment. Let me thank you all.
Sierra Leone.
Family life can be a place of refuge and security. And family isn't always about being connected biologically. It goes beyond bloodlines. It goes beyond last names and obligations. Being part of a family is like living with an army. You all have different temperaments, attitudes, but with one singular purpose, and that is to have each other's back no matter what. Even when things go wrong and, crisis faces you, you should always be able to depend on family, right? No family is perfect. We argue, we fight, we even stop talking to each other at times. But in the end, family is family. Join the conversation this month of July as we talk about family issues in every aspect on 97.1 FM. Or join us on our Facebook page at Radio Fry Fry. You talk, we listen.
And welcome back to Radio Fry Fry on 97.1. The program again where you listen to now the breakfast mix, and it come to you Mondays to Fridays 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and me on voice where you the so as always Mina Kamara, Sarah Kamara. Yes, I know you guys are missing Brigitta, but she'll be with you soon for continue hanging in there. Remember, say Mina in lawyer, so I go for represent and I'm already appealing on her behalf. No fines. Not big at the big. In case you don't know, well, today not Tuesday, the 12th day of July, and time check from we see the clock now 29 minutes after 9. And this is not the breakfast mix. We there every Mondays to Fridays 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And inside this month of July, we do focus on family in particular. And today we will talk about cultural affairs under family law. We don't start with the conversation. We don't define, we could get an understanding, the concept and meaning of our culture, and also don't define, get an understanding of within our cultural affairs, basically. So now we want break and down. We want to take a look at law, culture, and family. And one of the core preposition them is that family now such a strong cultural construct that is able to change the law, and the law not able for change family, basically. That's what them say. And according to the research we do, basically, and our cultural concept of family basically can be transformative, or it can be subversive of the law, redefining family in relation to existing legal rules. I think we make a mention of that when we talk about family. We'll break down the types of family. And even when it comes to marriage, so we talk about marriage and waiting deemed acceptable under the Christian law, waiting deemed acceptable under the civic law, waiting deemed acceptable under the Islamic law, and waiting deemed acceptable under the traditional law. We sometimes they intermerge, basically. So and family, like how they say can able for change law, but law not actually able for change family. We just get an effect on basically. And the law again as an ineffective by itself, for accomplish any change or for redefine family, it can make it may facilitate change or support change, but it need to force them upon any family. Just like when it comes to the concept of polygamy and monogamy, there are laws actually where they make provision for a monogamous relationship, a monogamous marriage, and there are laws actually we make provision for a polygamous family, but it's not like it enforce them on members of the public. It's not like na paupa business, paupa like, or when say pass na law say, the no write na book say boom, okay, everybody within Sierra Leone community for practice monogamous relationship, maybe say one man, one woman. I'm not saying one way they listen. Actually, that's a funny one. There's no law. It's just like there are provisions for that under the law, but there is no strict one way say paupa na this una for fala. And if there is a law like that, or there is even a consideration of putting a law like that in place, that would be like infringing on somebody in your own human right, because we all get the human rights for choose, basically. So you cannot cannot take choice away from anybody. And I think that's why there was so much outrage internationally when it comes to the overturn of a certain abortion bill inside America. But and say, for example, where you talk about how the law can facilitate or support and how it can change a family culture. One of the clear example is the fluidity of a family waveforms in contrast with statistic legal definition that although our dominant legal norm is that family are heterosexual, that means say man and woman, and a marital, we say paupa, we say we concept of family inside, like we will talk about family. First of all, the first thing we kind of everybody in mind in a society like ours, and they say man and woman. And second thing is then for married, before then consider them a family, and then forget picking them a biological unit. And with social and cultural pattern, they also expose that a culture that is largely at odds with the with the nuclear marital family norm, basically. So that's what then we mind in present days. But back then, when you take a look at family, it was basically polygamous in nature, and basically everybody now when they think about I want to start a family, the first thing that comes to mind is the nuclear family setting, which is a man, a woman, and them picking them, and they're in their own small, they're in your own apartment, or in their own getting car. It's a beautiful image we say everybody gets and they aspire for get, but sometimes that is not really a reality of society. And then they say nearly a third of all families with minor children under the age of 18 actually are single parent families. So just like how we talk about the epidemic of a single parent family within Salone, sometimes circumstances beyond control. You might say, oh, this is what I want to do. But then life throws itself at you and you find yourself in a situation where you say you're not able for control. And these are some of the realities when it comes to expectation versus reality on the family. And the rates of, it comes back to cohabitation, and divorce also, they play a significant role in Dande. Most times you define yourself by the time you remember, you don't see yourself here and this person don't then 5-10 years when I don't get 2-3 picking, and when I one day walk down the altar and it's like, okay, where did all these years go? But that's where there was a review of the law. I think we don't make mention of Amna. Yeah, again say there is a law in Sierra Leone where say if a woman don't date now also for more than 5 years, traditional under the customary laws, it is considered a marriage, and that woman is entitled to everything where it be say it gets, especially where it gets picking for you. And also the divorce again, they play a role in Dande. And marriage is no longer, marriage now something it be say, not so something where everybody they practice now. Boku people them, something a bit false them. It was like a cultural norm. For make you even consider self for gay picking or born picking out of wedlock was something that was really considered a taboo and frowned upon by the general society, basically. But you look at present days, especially in developed countries, and even Naya self, because if you look at cohabitation, it's like now lifelong partnership, and it is not only, they don't begin slowly form as a committed partnership, and the frequency now more than one marital partner or committed partner over a lifetime, they on the rise in basically. So a lot of people end up for I want to get married, settle down, have kids with one person. Other people like I don't believe in the institution of marriage, and waiting. I just want to get post maybe say me and to go there together. We understand each other and build a life together. Then they part of something that is on the rise. When you look at them under cultural affairs, it is slowly become a norm for people, because you look back 50 years, these were something that were frowned upon. Even single parents families, it was something that was frowned upon, and this was why back then there was no divorce rate, because you go na marry those, no matter how they marry those time, and for sidon day and biao, it no matter within then whether it go through physical, emotional, no matter what kind of thing where they happen to you within that marriage. Society not be the even tolerate anybody panandi. They say sidon na you marry those, make you bia basically. But now, because of the change in dynamics when it comes to cultural affairs within we countries, within we society, within we environments, you find out say a lot of people and they opt for the me I just want born picking, and I just want to get this person where like me and today na us, that na cohabitation, or in other words lifelong partnership. But this lifelong partnership can come under both parties to get an understanding, say we are in a committed relationship, me and you two, I'm married, I know I'm married, but we are loyal to each other and we will stay faithful to each other. Basically, that's what comes under the lifelong partnership. And when we take a look at another example under our family, culture, and law, them also say the second family is that family culture now something be say very strong, and the law standing alone cannot achieve a change in any family norms. Law can be a follower or a supporter basically, but it cannot force change. Just like how we talk about the abortion bill, then can pass a law where you can say abortion is something that is very, very bad, nobody should do it, you do it, you're going to be persecuted, and if you found guilty, you're going to be sent to this period of change. But does it necessarily mean say people get for abide by dandy? Some people, and that's why there was a rise in a particular time when there was an overturn of the abortion bill in the 80s. I think we get a discussion surrounding that. Maybe say there was a ban that was placed on abortion, and that they lead to so many deaths because a lot of people then resort to the underground industry where actually emerge. So laws there for as a follower or protector, but not actually the force change, especially when it comes to family, because go force person say power for be monogamous in nature, power for be polygamous in nature, power na just this way you for na this way you for raise your family, now this way this thing you for do, because at the end of the day culture is not something that is very much universal. Like just like I mentioned in the start of this conversation, it start with a small group of people, like a family, for example. Each family different from one to another, and they all get their own way of life, the way they see things, the way they do things, way different from every other family. So we expect them for just boom, and don't know what, but no particular law no go able for come put one thing in place now, so all family for the like, that's not humanly possible. So now just certain laws then can serve as as a supporter or a follower, basically. Just like when it comes to if you're monogamous in nature, practice a monogamous marriage, you go under civic law, now go sign na court, go work building, go sign, make the law know say this man I don't agree, say I mean one grain in the day with me one grain in the marriage, the law don't recognize that day. So in case it go against that day, you get the guys for prosecute them, and if them find them guilty of polygamy, then go sentence them to jail. And the same apply to the woman as well. And some people the way they know say, me I'm polygamous in nature, and no man gets monogamous marriage, which then they do, then they married under the customary law, which is just get a traditional wedding now. Also, then they be said then put scholar, no a signing involved. Basically, that's the context of their own marriage and their own family culture, and waiting them once for waiting and call. And again, the law make provision for that day, and the law now a supporter of either one where you be say you want for choose basically. And I'm just taking a look at the time right now. It is 9:41, and we can go on a short break again. And when we come back, we can take a look at the place of value, at the value of culture inside Sierra Leone in particular. Like, usai we place the value of culture inside Sierra Leone. Then we need for understand them. Wanna continue for listening to Radio 55 on 97.1. Again, the program is the Breakfast Mix, and it come to you every Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And in case you don't know that, it's also me, na Kamare, Sarah Kamara. And time check from we studio clock na 9:42. So stay tuned, stay fried. I'll be right back after this.
Introducing our new code. Reaching out to new people, building new bonds, broadening our community. AfriCell 090. One more code, much more connections.
If I wouldn't say solo, now we home too. So why you want pulling at the forest? When I don't belong to. So do you not want to
Ada! Oh, Ada! It's me passing your love. I don't care.
Hey, me man, today we pot done well. Look, the big babu where you go auntie. Thank you, Pasayo. Me safe don't come out na bush. I don't cut boku stick them for make chap.
Well, cool. I don't go bring water, wamba. In fact, it's because they call me Sayo Babu. This one I don't go kill it too. Now for that, because then I believe. Why do I tap? So that in Bonuko strong.
Mama, Papa, una no say na big camp una don't come too. You know say you know for kill them animal them na bush. Especially babu.
I don't blame you. If we don't like today, you guarantee you mix it to babu. If you don't know, I know.
Basayo, not true the picking they tell you. Government don't declare say chimpanzee when they call babu. Now we national animal. We not for kill them. We not for hunt them, and we not for use them as domestic animal.
Now they talk. You know how long I don't catch a babu experience. I don't kill a babu too.
Well, the logo bet you tranga one.
Ow.
Because they don't pass on a parliament say anybody will kill babu na bamba kayaka.
Well, I don't pull any babu.
Not to empty babu. Babu now we national animal. Make I tell you something, Pasayo. Some of them bush animal here, they can get sick them just like you and me. Sickness like Ebola, bad flu, and even this new sick we don't cancer when they call coronavirus. They say now from shame beef it come on.
Enough fine for eat bush meat. So you where they kill, clean, sell, and even you safe where they buy for go cook. Safe can get this. Let we left for eat bush meat.
Oh yes. Takugama Chimpanzee Sanctuary and the government of Sierra Leone say if you sabi person where they men babu, now for call Takugama on their number there 031 77 77 77 or 031 77 77 74.
If I wouldn't say solo, now we home too. So why you want pulling at the forest?
Family life can be a place of refuge and security. And family isn't always about being connected biologically. It goes beyond bloodlines. It goes beyond last names and obligations. Being part of a family is like living with an army. You all have different temperaments, attitudes, but with one singular purpose, and that is to have each other's back no matter what. Even when things go wrong and, crisis faces you should always be able to depend on family, right? No family is perfect. We argue, we fight, we even stop talking to each other at times. But in the end, family is family. Join the conversation this month of July as we talk about family issues in every aspect on 97.1 FM. Or join us on our Facebook page at Radio Fry Fry. You talk, we listen.
Yes, indeed. It's you talking. We listening right here on Radio Fry Fry 97.1. And remember, say the program where you they listen to now the breakfast mix, and they come to you every Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And me on voice where you they so me na Kamara, Sarah Kamara. And this not the month of July, and say July is all about family. And today on the family law, we can talk about cultural affairs. We don't do an understanding of what cultural affair is, the concept and meaning of culture, and we don't take a look at law, family, and culture as well, because within the law actually say family in terms of culture, because there's nothing like power we enforce this particular system of culture when it comes to family, like power everybody for practice this Wangin style of family, which basically is like a cultural system. I hope say we they understand how the conversation they go. But before we continue with some of the Sierra Leonean cultural values them inside Salon, we just want to take a look at the quote of the week. Jinjing make a big laugh first because I can't struggle upon the name, and I'm really not good with names, but I'm trying my best because Bridget I know they asked for today, and she's good with names. I don't do research for make her able to pronounce the name, so I'll surprise you guys. I'll definitely surprise you guys. And this quote actually comes from David Odeng Stairs, and he say, "Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten." And just because we want make you understand them, we translate them to Creole, and he say family means say nobody no they left behind or forget but So you see, being part of a family is something that is very much unique, that is very much but inspiring basically. And it's like no matter what thing, you never get left behind, you never be forgotten, because family is family. So let we continue with the conversation this morning, and we get the place of value in Sierra Leonean culture, basically. When we take a look at this value of a thing, it can either be an object or a belief, and normally then they define them as anything in what, just as an object can be seen as, as something of high value that is treasured, like diamond, diamond is a rock, not rock, stone, basically, but stone, they of high value, basically. And our beliefs about what is right and wrong are something where we say are words that are held, that are both equally, treasured. And it gets to do with we culture. And sometimes, a value can be seen as some point of view or conviction, by something where we live by. Something where it be say, and we can even die for, something where you strongly believe in, something where you say no matter what's in, nobody know they able to change them, because this is something that defines who you are as a person, basically. And this sometimes gets to do with culture. And even though therefore, it can seem like say, value basically they determine every aspect of human life. For instance, we can rightly speak of religious, political, social, aesthetic, moral, cultural, and even personal values in relation to culture. And we don't observe say there are many types and classifications of of values, basically, and people can differ in the own concept of reality, and then the value of one individual may be different from one another, just like how the value may be different from one family household to another as well. And life sometimes can seem for force people and for take choices or rate things better as well as formulate certain scale or standards of values, depending on the way we perceive things. We can praise and blame, declare actions right or wrong, or even declare or sense an object before us as beautiful or ugly. This all depend on we value system, basically. I just start like when I was growing up, I never considered myself beautiful, because in our African setting, now a woman, especially Salona woman, get big waists. now we woman get big ways, and in fact, now in then they consider beautiful, and that also was a cultural shock for me because when I grow up, I start to watch a lot of movies, research, read articles, read books. I get from understand say inside salon, if you tell person say, Bobo, you don't get body or you don't fat, so it's a compliment. Basically, it's a compliment, not a compliment. Maybe say something good and the person will even smile. So if you say, oh, thank you. But in other developed countries, you tell somebody, say, you're looking fat. That's an insult, basically. And, that person, they sometimes, that then they consider you say you're discriminating against that person. That's something of just like how go use certain word them. That's like how commonly use mami kosnaya. Now the same way then they ascribe the word fat in developed countries where you say So you see, it can deter, it can differ, it can different, but it all depends on the value where we place on them particular thing then they even when it comes to the standard of beauty, what we consider beautiful, what we not consider beautiful in a typical African, a setting, a woman where get body, get big waist, get big bobby, you get this shape, and they consider you really beautiful. That's the standard of beauty basically, and that's why African women are aspiring to be thick because thick is what we considered as beautiful, as opposed to the Western culture where EB say, now where woman dry, skinny, this. Now make most times they can make this funny joke where they can say, when they see woman dry, like an African woman, like a black woman, maybe say, it dry, an African woman, and say, oh, it's mango married you. Because there is this general notion that, okay, dry is considered the European standard of beauty, but thick is considered the African standard of beauty, basically. And you get how we place we value on this. Even as a woman, even as a person, even as anything, you go place your value on that day. Because me, if I'm not thick, then according to this society I find myself in, I am not beautiful. So that again go determine the kind of value where I place on myself. But if I'm thick, I'm this, I fit right into the standard of beauty of waiting society at large considered as, this is beautiful. There I go with it, and it fall down to many aspects of we family values them again, within we household, because a lot of people they look at how perfect this family is, how smart, how obedient, this is, people and place value on those things as well. So if you born a Pekin and a Pekin listen to you and always with it maybe say small ala then on us, you get the kind way where you be say people within the community self will begin label una family or begin see una family in particular, and they get the kind of value we said in the place on like not go take una as serious person. This again gets a lot for do, just like how like for example we say a man being the breadwinner, a man for make a man be considered a man is like your ability to provide. We don't place so much value on that as a society at large. So here is what happens when a man provide. It get a lot, because there's so much value being placed on that. It get a lot of respect, not only from within household, but within in community and within the society at large. So this is not the scale of value in terms of cultures, where we say in terms of we own cultural affairs and cultural orientation, we get within Sierra Leone in particular. And when we take a look at Sierra Leone culture and values, if we take a look at the concept and meaning of culture and having established the place of values in culture, one for bringing Kandong, so Sierra Leone a context, because a culture, you embody different values, though they're all closely related to each other in a way though. They're closely related to each other, and it's not singled out to this particular thing, basically, and when we say we want to get a meaningful conversation about social culture, one forgets a meaningful conversation about moral culture, one forget meaningful conversation about religious culture, one forgets a meaningful conversation about political culture, aesthetic, and even economic culture and values also. These are something that we say we need for look at in depth for give a better understanding of how they can of how that can affect with day-to-day life in general. And if we take a look at one key important one, now the social culture, taking a look at in Sierra Leone context, for example, social values can be those values where can be those beliefs and practices that are practiced by any particular society. So can define, but Sierra Leone has a way of detecting beliefs and practicing that are performed either routinely by its member or performed whenever the occasion demands. Hence, you get the way, we get the way we celebrate we own when it comes to marriage ceremonies, when it comes to naming ceremony, when it comes to how we the crown chiefdom, how we the crown paramount chief, how we they carry out we Bondo society basically. And some of them social norms, especially in Sierra Leone society, cannot exactly be separated from religious, moral, political, and what they call values them and so on. Just like when it comes to that's why you see when in terms of law guarding marriage, in terms guarding family, there is not one particular system of law. We get the Christian law, we get the Islamic law, we get the civic, we get the customary, because these are things that are closely interrelated when it comes to like he asked for making able for like separate them or distinct them totally and entirely, because in we typical African setting, it is okay for get up to 10 wives as long as you're able to provide for them. Basically, it is basically supported in a way. And Islam, the Islamic law, it make provision for 4. So you see, it's hard for make you able for totally and entirely separate cultural and religious values them. I mean, when it comes to moral and some of the things we considered moral, sometimes people consider unmoral. Some of these are some of social values in terms of culture, because when it comes to the way of dressing, the way how women they dress, the way how women they do things, some of these are closely related to social and religious and with moral values them as well, because you're expected to be all covered up, be modest. We culture make provision for dandy. Religion actually make a clear provision for dandy, and so on. And even societal norm as well make provision for dandy. And certain families also can make provision for dandy according to their own culture and tradition within their own particular household. Even when it comes to like in a typical like Salon society, because I can talk about the social value of culture inside Sierra Leone in particular, and we also say how Bondo and Pogo society then get so much value inside, because inside upline, a woman we don't go through the Bondo society and a woman we not go Bondo society, like woman we don't go Bondo society is considered superior to a woman we not go Bondo society, and then gets a term we then can refer to as burqa. So you see, these are some of the social values. Even religion sometimes can make a provision for dandy, and and it's not something that is within our. It's not like we can say, okay, waiting just because culture say this, where we go religion waiting, but you find out say we religious, we moral, even we we religious, moral, and all they make provision for some of the cultural values them. Yeah, so because it clearly they state say, okay, this is what we give preference. So a modest woman is somebody that we consider, very much superior to a woman where it be say probably elect for me half naked. So I laugh because I fall under that category of woman. They will be say, I love my sexuality, so I'm not going to deny it. I love celebrating it, so I'm not going to pretend that I don't. But that's some of the realities of the values and where we place basically, and how that they can be determined by we own, cultural and traditional orientation or religious, in fact, basically. But time check almost to the clock right now exactly 10 o'clock. Want to take a look at the news bulletin, and when we come back, we'll continue with some of the cultural values them inside Salon. So stay tuned, stay fried. I'll be right back.
At Radio Fry Fry, we believe your voice, your story can impact lives, change narratives, and make the difference in our community. Don't shy away from using it. We love you. If you need a listening ear or a comforting word, visit our website at www.fryfry.life. Click on the prayer line and we'll be there to listen and pray with you. You are important and you matter. We love you, for this is Radio Fry Fry, 97.1 FM.
Hey you! This is the Breakfast Mix. Join Kamare Sarah Kamara and Brigitte Dalton Sase every Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. live on 97.1 FM Fry Fry Radio in Freetown, Bow, Kennemore, McCaney, and Connaught. You can also join us live on our various social media handles: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube at Radio Fry Fry, and as well on our website www.fryfry.life. Come experience authentic and open conversations on everyday realities, and also get the opportunity to share your personal stories. They talk about everything, and I mean everything. You name it, they talk about it. Join us on Mondays to Fridays on 97.1 FM Fry Fry Radio.
Yes, indeed. Join us every Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Radio Fry Fry 97.1. The program, again, where you listen to another breakfast mix, and it come to you Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And me on voice where you there. So, me na Kamare Sarah Kamara. Welcome to the second hour of the breakfast mix. Out on there from 9 o'clock this morning, and now it's now 10 minutes after 4. I'll round up me on parts of the conversation, because Una Sevge forgets the opportunity for add Una own voice to this conversation. Where are the gets to? Where we the get to? I'm here to get this conversation. Yes. I'm here to get the conversation. But like I would start the top of the hour. Every hour we start, I just want to take a look at the verse of the day, and the verse of the day today come out from Galatians 3:28, and he say, there is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male or female, for you all are one in Jesus Christ. I think that is self-explanatory. God does not look at skin color, gender, height, whatever you are. It just look at your heart and consider we all one. And I think that's a notion we say we all as humans need for employ. And if you just listen to it on Radio Fry Fry, remember, so you get the opportunity as well for go on for watch we on Facebook at Radio Fry Fry. So now for good day, and don't forget for like and follow we page. And you can also able watch we on our website www.fryfry.life. So now for good day, and watch, and just like how the advert say before I come in, there is a bonus there, which is the prayer line, just in case you might be going through something, and it go able for somebody there that could just listen to it and you get for say and offer some words of comfort. But we continue with the conversation. I like for say, I don't use for say we. That means say I'm missing Brigitte, but don't worry, she'll be here soon. I also now keep me company, so we are open the phone lines. Una call me. Una make I can be bored inside the studio. I'm not gonna appreciate standing at all not. But today, saying at the month of July, and if this is how you force me to listen to Radio 5, Radio 5 basically is the first ever visual radio station inside salon. That means they wait till you the able to see them vis-a-vis just like TV, and with the broadcast on with Facebook and we websites as well, and we use state of the art technology. So even when you see we images them on Facebook, like it's creeps, it's so very much clear, and it's like I'm not going to explain, but if you just want to see, because if you just want to see how we look like, just go on Facebook or on we website, and that nothing will be say with the blog for. And Radio Fry Fry now, so like every month inside the year, we get a particular team where we follow. Like when we start operations inside January, it was like the first month inside the year 2022. So it was like, okay, first time experiences, because nothing so people they make New Year's resolution and then get their own, thing the way they want for do and thing the way they experience in the month of, February, saying February now, Valentine's. So it was about love, March, women, and April, because of we, We independence is all about Sierra Leone culture. You can't to May, we get about social issues. June, we talk about we picking them. And inside this month of July, we dip and talk about family because, you know, the more you know with Radio Fry Fry, it's an ongoing conversation and we learn every single day. But today in your topic on the family values, on the family law, basically, we did take a look at cultural affairs. And cultural affairs now something we be saying a huge determiner now we country and our society at large as to, you know, who this person is and what kind of respect, you know, with a game, especially within a family unit as well. These are something they say they determine how a particular family is and how then they operate and their way of life and, you know, and how they can able shape them picking them young individuality. Don't talk about, you know, don't start with understand cultural affairs. We don't talk about the concept and meaning of culture. We don't talk about, you know, the law, within the law say about family and culture actually, because the law not able to change culture and family. It can just be a supporter and a follower of family cultures and traditions basically. And we don't talk about, you know, waiting actually not the value it be say Sierra Leone the place on culture, and we don't realize that we culture not a big determiner in terms of we way of life, especially as a family or as individuals within we country. And we don't talk about social values and basically and how they wire. So social values like you know, social practices and value, social cultures and the Bondo and Pogo society. This now so societal norm it be say consider a rite of passage where it be say young boys and young girls, you know, are expected to go through, and because there is so much social value that is being placed on it. You know, if you're not a man we don't go through para society, you know, say then they consider you, you know, man than a man we actually not go. And you know, in most instances, a woman we don't go Bondo society is superior to a woman we not go. And in fact, there are certain things that you cannot do or say to either members of then distinct societies there because of the social value where families, where society at large placed on them societal norms there. So, and we want to take a look at moral values, you know, and Sierra Leone culture basically is deeply embedded in strong moral consideration. You know, it gets various system of beliefs and custom which every individual basically then they expect you for keep them, you know, for live along them or for avoid being ostracized or being discriminated against or being cast out of the society. Let me take a look at adultery, let me take a look at stealing and any other forms of immoral behaviors. These are something that we say then they strongly discourage them within we society. And whenever, let me take thief for example, whenever somebody, you know, deny somebody thief, you know, say there is this belief, say, okay, you know, what's saying thief now something where nobody know they encourage. So we ought to live within with society, amicable one. But if somebody go against this TSO and thief, we liable for do anything. And in most communities then go older person they beat them, and in within with family self, if you begin take, so some people and they go as far as take lighter for light light picking and for Rosam, because it's something that we be say is holds such a huge value, such a huge moral value that even your environment set you, even your community, if any say, you know, I make them know say you picking active man, because then they again they determine how then gets for and then they see you, and especially within we communities them, you know, and sometimes like if a thief happen and you know they don't know who that thief, there is this where they can go call the soothsayer them the medicine man, and they go call them and come, you know, can't find who that the thief man. And you know, because nobody no one for associate himself, nobody no one for say, oh, I'm not thief man, because we all know how society feel about that day. And in those instances, you know, the medicine man can come, so medicine man can come with snake, so medicine man can come with broom, then you know they can get anything and the way then they do. Probably if now you know the thief man, the snake go wrap himself around you neck tight one until you confess the same back with the broom the boom go tight around your neck. But if not to you, it does they pass through. I don't see them once way than they do them. And it was really, really interesting. But it was like good to know that neither of the people that were in performance, none was guilty of the crime because it just like passed through. But we just want to see how it looked like if they actually if you actually catch the person, we actually do the crime. And this also as well can be for adultery. You know, in most cultures, in most homes, like let me say, if a woman is accused of committing adultery, sometimes they take you to the megasiman and they say, oh, come swear, say, other man not touch you beside you, man. So these are some cultures. Basically, even when it comes to marriage or divorce or the death of a spouse. Like if you man die or you woman die, then get with when it say, oh, we for need for wasam. These are some of the moral values that we place, especially when it comes to certain things within we community. And another important one is religious values, basically. And religious value is alone, you know, in it govern like every activity where we say they happen within, within. And religion are something where we say, you know, nobody need to toy with them because it's a really, really something. Because we as humans, again, we need a sense of structure. We need a sense of purpose, basically. And religion is something that way the giwi dandy. And also, religion, it's like a community. You get in your set of rules and guidelines. When it comes to being a Muslim, you know, as a Muslim, within it entail for be a Muslim. And even within a Muslim, like let me say, this is a Muslim family, you know the responsibilities and the obligations that you have to fulfill if you are a child that find yourself in in a Muslim household. Even when it comes to a Christian household, you get the values them we say that religion they actually hold, basically. And so there's nothing like going after it. Even when it comes, because we'll talk about religion the other time. We'll talk about there are more than 4,000 plus religion all around the world, and this is not just limited to Christianity and Muslim. You get African tradition, you get Buddhism, you get the Jews. There are so many different types of religion, and then get their own basically values where them hold within the society and within the homes in particular, especially if people they practice a particular religion and it gets a way of life. They get a way, and in most religion, then they hold you in high esteem. Like the moment you become a married person, that means that now you automatically don't get sentenced. You don't get high status, a high standing within the mosque, within the church, within even your community, because now they see you as person worthy of being, of being respected, because these are something religion place a high value on marriage. So the moment you get married, that high value they already, then don't place them on you. And another one is the political values, basically. Sierra Leonean society gets, get political institution them with the heads of such institution as respected individual, and the most significant about the traditional system is that the political hierarchy can actually begin with the family. Every family gets in head, and each it can actually begin with the family or within the village or within the community, so like just like our family day, every family gets the head, which is considered the dad, and the mom comes second, and after the mom comes the first speaking, after the first speaking come the second speaking, third speaking. It depends on how basically they born the picking and how that structure they can day, and then they also day in terms of political views as well, because you look at the larger context, the headman of a particular, you get the paramount chief, where it be they consider, say, okay, let's say the paramount chief of Koinadogu district, nine at the head of that district day. So there is a high level of value that is being placed already on that paramount chief, and another, the person subordinate to them not gets value per some, but society also they play another level off value on the person we come next to them. So this basically now something that we be say they determine again the kind of respect where you get within your society, because go come, like a paramount chief go come and meet you see them, then you expect the paramount chief of the paramount chief for team up while you see them, they happen. And even within your household, you picking not go see them the imama come, imama team up, that you the picking just sit down where they enjoy the luxury and comfort of being sitting down. No. That's you basically you trying to be disrespectful in simple context, and that is something that is basically being frowned upon, and something where can be say they can consider say you can even call the wrath of not just God but your ancestors them or or even get causes like this one better because one respect them from mama, one respect them from papa. This so you they make so it's even talking back at somebody maybe say now you papa self na mama, it's something that we be say then say this may God vex param, because there is a high level of value that is being placed on this on these people based on political hierarchy. And definitely last but definitely not the least, we get the economic value. And economic value of Sierra Leone basically is marked by cooperation. That means a cooperation between one and other. And the traditional economy, it basically based on farming. And like if you go upline, in most regions, now farming they engage in largely. And make we depend basically for everything from upline. When it comes to corn, now for upline. When it comes to mango, now upline. When it comes to orange, now upline we hope for make them come off from. And when you look at this community, the farming community basically it's cooperative in nature. Let we take a look at the Crancor land, for example, Sami come up because I understand better. Yeah, friends and relatives they can assist you when you ready for do your own farm work. Also because you they pay them, but because like na osusu kind and they do let we say the first week inside a month of July we they work na this person in farm. The second week inside the month of July, we will work that other person in farm. The third week we will work that. So now basically na so ide go. And when you look at how when you look at the economic value again, another high in these instances, the most manpower you get, the richer you are, because now the more you able get like a vast and more the more you able plant boku, now the more you able get like boku harvest. And the most way where people can able for achieve this, because not so all time people like can cooperate in this osusu farming kind of thing. So people like can depend largely on them picking them for provide the labor force what EBC then need. That's why you see polygamous was highly practiced back in the day, and a man can get up to 10 wife maximum or more than that basically, because some people will say my grandpa get up to 20 wives and the 50 picking them. And this person might have been considered one of the richest members of society back then based on the economic value. Say it gets the manpower for for work on a farmland, gets boku harvest where you able sustain then throughout the year. So basically that's the typical Sierra Leonean society. That's a typical value that we placed on an economy basically. And we get another one when we can call it the Osusu system basically, where we say even if you not to farm self, and it mostly they happen now within the city, where it be say where they work on a particular institution, they work on a particular place or they within a particular community. They get something when they call Osusu, where be say people and they come together, put money, one person take, just for make una able for build una self up. And say the economical status of somebody is something that is highly we place high value on them, because the more you get money, the more society they consider you respectful, and a family that is well to do, live luxurious life, able to afford them picking 3-4 square meals a day, drive them off to school, drop them off. Actually they get more respect, more value being placed on them than a family where AB say they're poor and can barely afford probably one square meal a day. So we cannot turn a blind eye to the realities of Dande. And when we look at cultural evaluation inside Sierra Leone, and culture is something we say they play an integral part of who we are as a people, who we are as a family, who we are as a nation. And again, it differs from one person to another, different from one household to another, different from one society from another, different from one region to another. Something we're culturally acceptable now your home might not be culturally acceptable in another home. Something we're culturally accepted inside McKinney might not be culturally accepted inside Kabbalah or Fabala, or culturally accepted inside Kono. In fact, and something where we say culturally accepted inside Salon, not can be culturally accepted in other countries like Guinea or Liberia or Nigeria or any of those countries. So I hope the conversation today we don't understand that in relation to cultural affairs in relation to family, and how culture can able determine how a family basically they operate within a particular community, within a particular state, and how values being how we as a nation, how we as a country, how families them can place value on certain things or certain activities or certain individual within we country. Well, time check on the studio clock right now 23 minutes after 10, and me side of the conversation basically don't come to an end, and now not 10 for make you way they out there way to listen, add your own voice to the conversation. Time check almost 2 o'clock, I don't tell you. So one go on a short break, and when we come back, I come open the phone lines. So where you give me voice now the studio now for call and make a know waiting now your own 2 cents in relation to cultural affairs where we they talk about. So stay tuned, stay fried, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
This is the Unbeatable, with a special message to every data user in Sierra Leone. Dial star 499# now from your AfriCell line for the fastest internet and cheapest data bundles ever. It is the Unbeatable Data Bundles, where we go. No one has the speed to follow.
Rokel Bank rises to the challenge of providing modern banking through the advent of its new and innovative products and services like the Rokel SIM Copper Plus, Kumbra account, My T account, Swag accounts, Keke accounts, SMS banking, mobile banking, SME loans for petty traders, keke and motorcycle riders, and also people with business ideas and more. Rokel Visa debit and prepaid card, online banking, and more. Join in by opening an account with us today to enjoy our new products and services. Together, we can grow. Rokel Commercial Bank is the bank of choice.
Family life can be a place of refuge and security. And family isn't always about being connected biologically. It goes beyond bloodlines. It goes beyond last names and obligations. Being part of a family is like living with an army. You all have different temperaments, attitudes, but with one singular purpose, and that is to have each other's back no matter what. Even when things go wrong and crisis faces you should always be able to depend on family, right? No family is perfect. We argue, we fight, we even stop talking to each other at times. But in the end, family is family. Join the conversation this month of July as we talk about family issues in every aspect on 97.1 FM. Or join us on our Facebook page at Radio Fry Fry. You talk, we listen.
Indeed, indeed. It's you talking and we listening right here on Radio Fry Fry 97.1. And in case you just did join we, wherever you are in our beautiful, beautiful nation, this my own voice radio. So Mina Kamara, Sarah Kamara, and this now Radio Fry Fry on 97.1 FM. The program at the Breakfast Mix, and it come to you Mondays to Fridays 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And it's at the month of July, also we talk about focus particularly on families. You know, we don't go up and down, don't come, don't define. Today particularly talk about cultural affairs. We don't understanding cultural affairs, you know, the value of culture inside with society, some of the cultural values. We get the social, we get the religious, we get the moral, we get the economic, and I hope say una don't understand, but them don't come for make una add una own voice to the conversation. So the phone lines don't officially open now. The number now 088-971-971. So now for call me and tell me waiting na the cultural value we distinct to your own family in particular. Like waiting at the cultural value we una hold in high esteem, and waiting at the cultural value it be say set una own family apart from other families them within the community or within the region where una fen una self. But the guy with very first caller this morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Mr. Patrick Yastana.
Yes.
At the Power Nigeria University campus.
Okay.
This cultural business in society. Really
Oh no, Mr. Patrick, now for try for call we back, and if you're not able for call we directly, like you will call we on WhatsApp as well. The number are the same 088-971-971. Some don't come for make una add una own voice to the conversation, and I ask una the question out there, waiting na una own cultural value is that una family. How una they do things as opposed to other families in them, and waiting at the cultural shock where you be get something where we say it considered normal for you na your own family, and when you become exposed to other families, the level say you get paddy and you wanna paddy also, or become exposed to other people, you realize you get this cultural shock say no, so then people had to do things. So the number now 088-971-971.
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, so Kamari.
Yeah. Yeah, how the morning, Aisatu? How you do?
Yes, I can not able to tell the breakfast.
Yeah, what's happen?
I'm not calling yesterday. I'll be busy tomorrow.
Oh, okay, it's understandable. So it's not your contribution this morning now.
Well, the culture will be grandfather. And the same culture, I don't know for practice. They don't let with the old one. There's all the tribes they get.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
The whole tribe they get another now the full affair more than
yes.
So they buy that they because of married.
Right.
For the for the dress up.
Right.
The free of culture where they go for one marriage now. They ask to buy cow. They buy the other things there for the marriage. They mean about the your culture where they practice.
Yeah.
When they call showcase for marriage.
They call showcase, eh?
Yeah, showcase they psychology. But the psychology, when people they no more psychology, no saying psychology, then I the marriage. The other things, they do no more now. But let people they don't say we don't marry. But psychology traditionally in a marriage.
Yeah, that's true.
When person go present her for marry, no say no to marry, no marry. At the end of the woman, they say, "Ah, man, no marry me."
Right.
I just psychology no more.
Right.
Psychology traditionally in a marriage, they talk no more. That thing for marriage, all the people that in a marriage, but that they do no more. For let people not say that marriage, but traditionally psychology, I the legal marriage or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see.
Miss out there with you. Hi, Dana Aisatu, they call we all the way from Bo with your contribution inside the program this morning. The phone lines open now. Jing, 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 jing. The number is 088-971-971. Call me and tell me within the cultural value within your family. Within the thing what una they do differently apart from other families than where you be say you don't meet and waiting out some of the values them una place on them particular thing they are. So let we say, the person way they provide, in what way una they view within the family household, and in what kind of respect is being given to that individual. Well, una continue, una call me, not someone getting at the studio, so the conversation, not someone gets forget them today, just so una know, but would get another caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Kamala Sira.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Praise God.
Okay.
Thank God.
So it's not your contribution.
Thank you, first of all, for your
endurance. Right.
Yesterday to now, easy for you, easy for everybody, but thank God for life.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah. I feel the way they talk, thank God for your life,
Yeah.
You so persevere. You want green at the studio, you talk as if that you have somebody there, but no mind, we're there for you.
Okay.
And we're there with you.
Okay.
We're ready. We've always been think of Radio Fry Fry.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Yeah, and so we on at least I'll be able to come up becoming a limber to be precise.
Okay.
I'm not good, but I follow them activities there.
Okay.
Like anybody we come for noticing our elder.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, we give high respect to her,
Yeah.
Yeah, we give high respect to her. Like for instance, if I walk on a road, as you say, elder, somebody they come. But the road they look tight. I not go see because when I don't first enter on the road, so that continue for go to that elder somebody in go shift go na the grass.
Right.
So I not go do that. So I go just decide for go na the grass. I wait till the elder don't pass. Then myself I continue with my own journey now.
Okay.
And that's very important. That's the send a signal say that kind of somebody they get respect for himself and get respect for big people.
Right.
Yeah, that is very important. And come to the house activity. At least me no go sit down. Because I grew up with my granny, and I no go sit down. My granny come as a kid sit down in kind of lap. No, I go grab again the sit down place and morning time. I go grab very early in the morning. It's not sweep. Yeah, by then it's not any other kind of work they I do before the mommy they grab or at times in the first grab. So like as I say, it was grab. It's so conscious for me that going to wake me up because me take me say as a granny and grandpa, we can call me say na my wife and back can call me say Nina your man.
Okay.
Yes, so from that particular level, then I begin to take responsibility where I grab of money. So I say in the US, I get chop money out.
Oh wow.
I get approach of money. I give. But then in a very tender age. So like that don't they in me now we for take somebody in responsibility on my shoulder. I not saying I look because I grew up with her.
Okay.
Yeah, so I not take any other kind of thing like for feeding anybody way near in as you know with paddy or whatever. I think for take care of come at me the level, yeah.
Right.
Because I feel when the guy don't impact in me and for look elder somebody help them or not only elder, even small picky.
Right.
Yeah, they call picky and it's some big person.
That's true.
So they incredible for that we do treat and nice.
Right.
As picky. If you treat and nice in back when they grow up, you go eager for treating nice, you the big person.
Right.
But if you not treat and nice in then days that they claim the day as speaking.
Right.
You not treat and nice. Either way indeed. Because get that common spirit for treating nice.
That's true.
So far so good. The prayer in a voice go down the big one is then that they will share respect to any family where they belong to at least then continue for share respect and get a long way for going and respect. So, Radio 55, we appreciate you and trust. Appreciate you. God go bless you. We'll not go pray now. And if we say we go pray too much, maybe we will talk the wrong prayer, but we'll just let everything to go. Let God continue for handle on our case and let the radio continue for expand.
Okay.
I can go down for the wise word they want to talk from the Bible. They're very important.
Yeah,
but the material that I can rush for, where at least before you begin the program, I say, yeah, for you quote of the day, you wise word of the day. You know, I think they're very petitional. They're very important.
Yeah.
They're very important. Me, I can go for them physically and all other around down. Well, they're all important. So I thank you for your endurance and for your courage.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling. Okay, so that's Santigi Joseph Bangura. We're making your contribution, but that's a beautiful family tradition, by the way. Or you really call you Granny UF, and it helped for shape the man where you become so right now. But that's a really, really good one. So if you get anyone who be say distinct to your own family, call we because it's Radio Fry. It's you talking and we listening. The number 088-971-971 for call we and make your own contribution to the program this beautiful morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Patrick Lansenal again.
Okay.
I see the call from Jaya University, Bo Campus.
Okay. So
let's talk actually about the cultural. These are one of the victims. That time they attend our school. From the village Ghana,
okay.
Who the family primary school Pujan.
Okay.
Although when they say the poor society now then Bengani area by don't have to end the under.
Right.
The very good family. And I will find a very difficult for Mecca even go holiday.
Wow.
Or even the one where they don't go holiday but they don't join the society where they can. They begin to discriminate when they push you.
Wow.
Okay. What happened with them?
Wow.
So the thing comes to explain that so what's happened? I'm gonna do it. They are going to the society.
Right.
Now all everyone.
Yeah.
So for the society they back if you know the member. Everything that they discuss, now inside bush and discuss.
Right.
So they only need to get it right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. You see where they talk about some of the social values then we will place on on certain cultural or societal norms then we be so placed on certain and societies then like the Bondo and the poor and this man don't ascertain to than they in actually experience than they because it not be allow in party they not be allow for mingle time once they maybe don't go through the poorer society. And these are some of the experiences again shared experience where so woman and king actually talk about majority of the time because you are automatically labeled a burqa and as such they even allow self for make you met out or touch talk or mingle with them and you're not even considered woman enough. But the phone line is still open. The number na 088-971-971 we dey get a WhatsApp call on Abia this one the network go to connect. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine too.
Okay, so what's
I called from Bumbuna.
Oh wow, Bumbuna. So what's your contribution?
Well, my own contribution, I'm so glad they cow this program when I talk about this culture business. As we will been there, small one, we at people then they say then they put free society. That one only a day to God, then they allow me for even sweep, nada forget water. It's like me na chief. Then 10 the day. Then they allow you for work that year day. Then work that farm day.
Right.
And then they don't work the farm, harvest, the rest day, and then they take for make society. You Bobby king don't flop in the fine for look.
Right.
You know they wear clothes.
Right.
Now beat there, then they tie na waist. Them take boku pamai then throw am pa you, rub enough pamai pa you body.
Right.
Now say they shine among the company.
Wow.
And then and they worry, no, they go that society. They all they feel so sad.
Right.
Then and they rape, no man no they go away. Nobody, no man no get last time. Pass the way they come show face say he wants you.
Right.
Now in them they encourage. And in fact, the encouragement all it they far away.
Right.
Now they spot you, they watch you, but they ever near you, not for watch you or talk to you. If they far in mind go they tell and say this woman I ain't get forbid me woman.
Oh, okay.
Fine Bobby, fine dressing.
Right.
Say una waka without coat day. After una they don't waka with the collar. The time reach now, all the people they will now go and left collar too.
Right.
Then all they can meet up that Friday day because it can always be Friday night, all night when they sleep, when they dance.
Wow.
Yes, the morning 10 now, that Saturday morning, and then they go put una.
Wow.
But a very intelligent, very fine. Then first them business, then they don't them pull una. Then get the thing where they plant on our head, the bead there. Then who call her now try? Who call her Sogoro? Red one so. Well, we the Limba and get her and the Kranko they also get her.
Yeah, because the name sound familiar. The things sound familiar.
Nina Kranko Limba.
Hey, everyone said, he said just now you know Limba. You talk about Limba just now, so.
Nina Limba Kranko. Oh, me papa na Kranko, me man na Limba. So then two that they get then society then they very nice. Fine and where they come they come the home training.
Wow.
They can be as big woman we come from society we matured. Then they put small picky.
Right.
Then they put small picky the matured baby.
Right.
But no shameness, no man they can't nobody like right now as they see picky wear short skirts or this that they say he they dress bad. But first time who they wear them thing and they nobody no get last time.
Right.
You see?
Right.
So a very good then culture business here. If he come back, it's fine.
It's fine, eh? Aye.
And not bad. Like this program, we cancel way, they say my body, my rights back, commit an act.
Yes.
I hope say na the same method they want to put. They not deny you for less society no day.
Right.
But they not a small picky.
Right.
Right. So you see, you be in demand them back. Then they matured.
Yeah.
See? So we're glad for that.
Okay.
See all usadi so na bumuna they far
yeah,
they catch you would they catch you na red and dead. They catch you na well.
I like that one day. So I never want to catch me red-handed. I like that one day. Thank you very, very much for making contribution to the program, and thank you for telling us to that side of the culture.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, that's a beautiful one. That's a beautiful one. I like that they see the processing, and I'm glad the way it highlights when it comes to the Bondo society. Basically, it's how them they do and first ten a woman we don't match or we in Bobby don't flop, bing, 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 bing. Not so small picking there. And the way they talk selfish, say it be the reminisce on the good times or waiting they happen and how that they be look like and hoping that we go bring them back. Surely we go bring them back. But they take this call and then we'll go on the break. Good morning. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm particularly now again they call at the same Ghana University.
Okay.
Now that come back to the rank of this marriage.
Okay.
Now I may take Igona village and I don't know the other village called Mina Mendi. But many right now, if you like me now to me 20 years or 15 years I don't marry.
Okay.
Me come around age then, they don't go really take me serious. Then we say, "Well, that can be this timer."
Wow.
That way, that came up with Yama, Jogada area, Baba.
Okay.
So that would be to a friend that the next time I get for marriage, even though we're not here.
Right.
So after the culture, if you really affect Monday, I make this the marriage. Don't continue, but then they line the day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So you don't see, they continue for re-emphasize and reiterate some of the points that we say actually make earlier and how we society and how we family then can place certain values on certain cultures where we say, sometimes it's good, but sometimes it can be very demanding and detrimental, especially to the mental health of the person where you feel like you not belong or not able at that particular point in time, do within culture demands. But we want to go on a short break as time check almost to the clock right now 10:47, a 1 minute break, and when we come back we go entertain 2 or 3 more calls and then we go wrap up the program. So stay tuned, stay fried. This is the Breakfast Mix.
This is the Unbeatable, with a special message to every data user in Sierra Leone. Dial *499# now from your AfriCell line for the fastest internet and cheapest data bundles ever. It is the Unbeatable Data Bundles, where we go. No one has the speed to follow.
Today, I'm really glad for Denayana Takugama for talk to everybody about the importance of the chimstem. We don't become the national emblem, the national animal of Salone. We don't talk, say we want for the job creation, but usai we do them. We do them with tourism. You go ask me, say, usai tourism and chimpanzee can together. Well, then can together because chimpanzee, that's something very, very, very unique to Salone. Every person need to look at tourism. Every site usai you go for tourism, you get forget that thing very unique. So that chimpanzee day, that's something we go draw people them can as Salone. So for sake of that, it's very, very necessary for let we all join in for protect the chimps them and for let we promote them as the country in national emblem. We all don't know about the mudslide. We all don't know about the landslide. We all don't see the erosion where they happen, where we cut the tick. So let we left for cut tick. Bamboo them, we get simple work for do. We want for get a better future. We want for transform we city. We want for get jobs. We want for make sure say water day. We want for make sure say flooding not happen. For let we do that one day. We and the chimps them, we get common objective. So let me protect we chimps them. Let me promote we chimps them. Not cut sicko, not kill chimp. Not take them as pet. When we bamboo them and I thank you.
Family life can be a place of refuge and security. And family isn't always about being connected biologically. It goes beyond bloodlines. It goes beyond last names and obligations. Being part of a family is like living with an army. You all have different temperaments, attitudes, but with one singular purpose, and that is to have each other's back no matter what. Even when things go wrong and, crisis faces you should always be able to depend on family, right? No family is perfect. We argue, we fight, we even stop talking to each other at times. But in the end, family is family. Join the conversation this month of July as we talk about family issues in every aspect on 97.1 FM. or join us on our Facebook page at Radio Fry Fry. You talk, we listen.
Indeed, it is you talking, we listening right here on Radio Fry Fry 97.1 FM. The breakfast mix still there with you as we take a look at the time. It is now 10:51, so that means that we just get 4 more minutes until we say bye-bye. But before we do that, before I start for entertain any more calls, just want to take a look at the quote of the week. And if you just join me, well, this now breakfast mix, and we'll just get a few more minutes for make we go. Basically, that means you don't miss a huge part of the conversation, but not feel too bad as we get a repeat of in the evening. So whatever you feel say you don't miss, well, you can go right after the show end and watch live on Facebook. You can get a full heads up about the conversation. But if they listen on the radio land, no worry. 8 o'clock now evening time, the program they come back a repeat of and you go get a chance to make you listen and understand all the thing no more. You're not able to make any contribution, call or text either. So but we want to take a look at the quote of the week for today, and it come off from David Odenga Stairs, and he say family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. And we take him upon myself for translator and pan Creole. And he go on for say, family means say nobody, not a left behind or forget about and that is self-explanatory. So when you call somebody your family, not necessarily means say for to way not make them say bad bush not for to way bad picking, even though there was a caller we particularly disagree with Dande, but that's the unique thing about family. Get people and will love you unconditionally. It doesn't matter what your personality is, or how you might go against societal norms or values. They just consider you a family and you are loved just for you, basically. The phone lines are open. The number is 088-971-971. I will able to entertain just one more call for the Bambai, just one more call before we actually go on before we round up the program. But we'll get some messages them we don't come in on Facebook, and this one come out from Joseph Bob Fode. We say good morning Radio Fry Fry, and we get Joseph Bob Fode. We continue for say I love your updates on weather. Oh well, updates on travel news. Actually, we're gonna try to incorporate the weather day in a way. And we get Fanta Philly. We say good morning Radio Fry Fry. Oh, good morning to you too. And well, I don't get the call where they come inside, and this is gonna be the final call. Hello. Yes, you don't mind for turn down the volume of your radio, please? I do fine.
Yes, I just want to thank God for you.
Thank you.
I tell God thank you for all Nasalo, the essence in this country.
Thank you.
I just want to pray God so that we'll continue to get the peace.
Thank you.
We'll continue to get the love.
Amen.
As it's mother.
Amen.
Inside Jesus Christ in me.
Amen.
I like the program so much. My name is Evangelist.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, I call for McKinney.
Okay.
I did number 16 back of Alarcam.
Okay.
I like the program, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And I love you. I love your sister. You know this today,
No, what it come soon.
That guy again, he can get program with he set up.
Yeah.
I love that. He call him the drive.
The drive, yes. Ibrahim Kabo, Slim Prezi.
I love that side of so much. Anyway, let's see, yeah.
Okay.
I'll take the time down, take care of yourself.
Okay.
My sister,
Okay.
Bumuna,
Okay.
Take her soon.
Okay.
Becoming Momina Bumuna identity right now.
Okay.
So I thank God for all my country. Let God bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
God bless you.
Amen. Thank you. Okay.
Let God give you peace in our country.
Amen.
This is important to me.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I love you. Bye-bye.
Love you too. Oh, we're Radio Fry Fry. Love you too. And I'm glad you said that now the last call for today. So we love you at Radio Fry Fry. So we could just go, I could just go through. I like to say we, by the way, because I don't used to, me and Bridget are in at the studio. Yeah. So I could just quickly go through the comments them on Facebook. Okay, Fanta Philly, we say good morning. of Fry Fry Radio, and again Sonia Odeng, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. He said a blessed Tuesday morning, Radio Fry Fry. Indeed, it is a blessed Tuesday morning. He say Fanta Philly say I love the morning verse. Thanks. Oh, I appreciate the fact that you love it. And we get Rich Boy we say I like Radio Fry Fry so much. I wish I spent time with you guys. By Rich Boy from Rich Boy, active listener. Oh, I love that. I love that. We get Inside Salon. I think this is a blog where say, this is a good conversation. Let's share the program. My first time listening to Radio 55. Congratulations, guys. Inside Salon. Proud of you guys. Oh, I think you guys are making me emotional this morning. And we get blogger Leo Ziwe say, good morning, Radio 55. Well, good morning to you too. We get Edward S. Marare say, good morning, Kamare. Long time. Good to see you. And thanks for your wonderful analysis on the topic family and culture. I'm really enjoying the show. Keep it up. Oh, thank you for watching. Amara Barcelona, the man from the North Capital of City, McKinney, Team Best, Texas. Oh, today will get time right, but tomorrow will get time right, Amara. And say good morning, Sarah and listeners of Radio Fry Fry. Breakfast mix this morning. Amara Barcelona is my name. We get Joseph Kemo. We say, good morning, Radio Fry Fry. Nice to hear your melodious voices this morning. We get Hakwa Sori Koma, we say, Radio Fry Fry, a unique brand like no other. Yes, you are right about that. You are definitely right. Una just they make me emotional this morning. I don't know why, but you guys are making me emotional. Sadly, we don't come to the end of the program as time check from studio clock right now. Now 10:57. But I really appreciate una all for listening. I really appreciate una all for calling and making una contribution. And you know, some people know they call, but then just like for listening to Radio 55. Una self, una thank you. Una continue for listening. Make we learn. And when we open the phone lines, please, una go to call we, because hey, it's you talking, we listening, and it's a learning process for me and you. You know, you learn from me, we self they learn from you. And moreover, we love you. We love hearing your story. You know, might never know, because Radio Fry Fry, they impact 3.5 million people. So where you call now, where you make your contribution, where you share any personal story, no say you impact 3.5 million people basically. And don't forget to go on my website and take charge of the prayer line at www.fryfry.life. We know say life can be challenging at times, and a listening ear, and at the end of the day, I'm going to offer you a prayer is something that we all need, because I don't think so we get psychologists them now, so maybe say we go offer therapy session, even if they're very limited, and sometimes it's very expensive. But that's not all for the program. Don't forget to join me again tomorrow for another edition of the Breakfast Mix, where they come to you every Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Me on voice, where you don't hear so from 9 o'clock on to 10:59. Nakamare, Sarah Kamara. Stay blessed. See you tomorrow. But bye for now.
At Radio Fry Fry, we believe your voice, your story can impact lives, change narratives, and make the difference in our community. Don't shy away from using it. We love you. If you need a listening ear or a comforting word, visit our website at www.fryfry.life. Click on the prayer line and we'll be there to listen and pray with you. You are important and you matter. We love you, for this is Radio Fry Fry, 97.1 FM.